guys, Tanya Rubin with our Wine Country Realtor, and today I am at Somerset Winery with Kurt Tiedt. I finally pinned you down and got you to sit down and have this conversation. We've been trying to put it on the books for a little while. He managed to avoid our encounter with the bees that your brother and I had.
But it was funny. That was very funny.
It was really funny. We just sat down and all of a sudden there were bees. But today we're inside, so we are free from bees, no PTSD today. And we are going to talk a little bit about Somerset Winery, how your adventures in the winery business are going, and as newcomers to the De Portola Wine Trail, how is it going? Tell me what's going on here.
Well, to be honest with you, we're having a great time. That's the most important thing. It is kind of a dream come true. I mean, we actually worked many years, all of our lives, invested, worked hard together, and my childhood friends and myself got together and decided to buy a winery about 5 years ago. We tried unsuccessfully to buy Van Rokel Winery, and after 5 years effort, we finally got Somerset. So we're actually enjoying life right now.
And you and I have talked a little bit kind of preparing for this interview, and I'm super excited because we're going to do something a little bit different for Temecula and Cork today. Normally we talk a lot about the winery operations and how you kind of came into this. And your brother and I kind of covered that. So you and I are going to kind of marry two of my favorite subjects, the wineries in Temecula and real estate together. And you've agreed to kind of go deep and share how you came, coming from humble beginnings, how you came to be in a position financially to purchase this winery.
Okay, well actually, that's a great question. It's a great question.
I mean, it is a deep, big question, and it's so amazing that you're sitting here and actually ready and willing to kind of have this conversation. So you came from a regular middle-class American family, right?
Yeah, we came from a beautiful family in Placentia, California, which we considered that at the time, that was way far out from Los Angeles. We lived surrounded by orange groves and housing tracts, like the first housing tract in Placentia, and back in 1963. We grew up in a really nice little, like, conforming middle-class neighborhood. My parents never were into real estate or investments. You know, that wasn't part of our training when we were young. I remember
typical 9-to-5 type of.
Yeah, my dad was an engineer, very well educated, but again, we were the type of family we're living paycheck to paycheck when we were young, and you know, every 2 weeks our meal consisted of basically potato soup or something like that, because getting close to the end of the pay period, that's all you had. Okay. And so we didn't come from a really wealthy family, but we came from a really good, solid middle class family. Yeah.
Good values and certainly very conventional with what you see in America today, and certainly then, kind of.
Oh, definitely, yeah. No, we weren't like Donald Trump. We weren't born with a silver spoon in our mouth, so it took a little bit longer.
Well, I know, like, this kind of personal information, but I think a lot of people have the perception when they come to something like Somerset and go, oh, well, their family did it for them, or they, you know, kind of got lucky, or made it rich in umbrella straws.
Yes. No, actually, you know, it's so funny because my wife and I were always talking. We always see people are successful in business. We always say, "Guy, how did they get so lucky in life?" And so a lot of people assume they just inherited it, but really a lot of people out there working very hard and got ahead. And we just learned that we got ahead hard through investing in real estate. That's what we did. In fact, actually, I remember my mom when I was 15 years old. I got my Christmas present. We didn't get a lot of Christmas presents, but she made sure she bought me a book on how to make $1 million in real estate. And I remember that one book. And
now, were you interested in real estate at the time?
I was always business minded. When I was young, we would
I mean, that's a pretty big gift for a 15-year-old, a pretty specific gift.
Well, we were the type, my friends and I, my neighbors all got together. We would always like have like a treat shop or snack shop at the corner, lemonade stand. We were trying to do something to be industrious, you know, kind of like the Walt Disney dream of like investing in something and building something. So we grew up near Disneyland, by the way.
Okay.
But the whole point was we spent our whole life just wanting to do things to get ahead in life. We dreamt big when we were little. And so when I got that book, I actually read it thoroughly on how to make $1 million in real estate. And basically, I always thought it'd be great to take that book and actually do it in real life. And so believe it or not, that's what we did. I mean, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I will say on that front of kind of the typical American family and dream, your parents did clearly play a role in where you've because your mother gave you that book.
Yeah.
Which meant that the door was open and the possibilities were infinite from that young age. You have the foundation, and we'll kind of, support you because you were already showing kind of that inclination.
Well, we showed the aptitude, but it's like my mom actually saw that. We had the most amazing mother. Everyone loved in the neighborhood. But one simple $5 book back in 1970s, talking about real estate really got me excited about real estate. So when I finished my degree from Cal State Fullerton, of all places, one day I wear the shirt. I didn't know we were coming today, but I'm wearing a Cal State Fullerton shirt. Basically, I went to business school there, and we learned about real estate finance, and also, actually, I thought I was going to be a stockbroker on Wall Street, to be honest with you. I got my degree in stock and security analyst, and the year I graduated, Wall Street had a major crash on Black Friday, and so basically, there were no jobs to be had, so I went in the real estate field.
And you were on the wrong coast.
I was on the wrong coast. Yes, I wanted to fly to New York. I wanted to live in New York City.
Right, have a penthouse over the city.
Exactly, and just take over the world from the Wall Street side. But instead of taking that, I took my analytical skills from the stock side of it and developed into real estate investments. And so I was vice president of a bank when I was really young, and also chief appraiser. And I took those skills. Actually, I remember the one thing that taught me. So where did you
start? So going back to the very beginning, where did you actually jump in and start coming out of college? Because you didn't start as a VP at a bank.
What quick though. So just kidding. No. Actually, to be honest with you,
maybe you did.
No, I didn't start that easily.
Okay.
It was really early. When I first graduated from college, I got a job at a little finance company, and it was miserable. I mean, the people there were miserable is a thing. I worked really hard, but I saw an advertisement for a real estate appraiser, and in 1985, I called them up, and they said they already hired a class. I told them I had a degree from Cal State Fullerton in business, and they said, well, we make room for you. So they actually called me up and asked me to come apply. I met at Home Savings of America, and I became a real estate appraiser that day. And within 9 months, I was a chief appraiser, and within 2 years, I was assistant vice president of a bank, and within 5 years, I was a full loan manager. But the one thing I learned the most about being at the bank, we learned appraisal, we knew valuations, we learned everything about underwriting loans. I remembered one thing about when I was underwriting loans. They had very difficult loans, and they gave it to me because I'm the one who knew the tax returns really well. And I underwrote a loan file about 8 inches thick or 10 inches thick. And basically in that loan, this one group of 4 gentlemen got together. I remember Al Niger, Steve Swift, and a couple other people. They got together and they bought 2,600 houses together. Just a group of 4 guys. And I saw that they were all making $5 million a year each and paying $0 in taxes. So I thought, that might be a good way to live my life.
Okay, so that was like the book, and then like that was seed number 2.
Yeah, that confirmed where I wanted to go. I mean, I was making good money as being a loan manager, the vice president of a bank, but I saw that these people were making $5 million a year each through passive income through owning real estate. I thought, that's kind of the way to go. And so
up until this point, you've really been on the corporate side and doing well.
I followed the corporate path, but when I was 22 years old, I talked 2 of my really good childhood friends into buying 1 rental property back in 1985.
Okay, so you had made your first.
I had already made my first purchase and a second purchase, but we flipped those homes.
Okay.
Like those flip those home type of thing. We bought a home, we painted it, fixed it up, and we flipped it for a quick profit.
Okay.
And I met a Chinese investor. It was kind of funny to bring this up, is that I met a Chinese investor who bought one of the flipper homes from me.
Okay.
And he said, hey Kurt, I really like the way you fixed the home up. If you do any more, I'll buy every home you actually flip for us.
Okay.
And he bought the first 2 homes from us.
Had a ready buyer.
A ready buyer made. We made $30,000 profit, which when you're 22 years old, a $30,000 profit between you and a friend seemed like a lot of money back in the 80s.
Well, and I was going to say that was not today's money. That was
like $60,000 in today's money, at least minimum. And so it was amazing. But that one investor, I kept in touch with him, and about 2 years later, I talked to him again, and he had sold both of the properties that I sold to him for $30,000 profit. He made an additional $120,000 profit for property. He did no work. He just owned it for 2 years, 3 years, and the way the market appreciated, and they sold at the top of the market and made a big profit.
So he bought and held. Bought and held.
So I learned that flipping makes a little bit of money and pays high tax rate. Holding for a few years for longer term investment makes a lot more money, a lot less work, and much lower tax rate.
Okay. So the education is kind of starting to
We learned the
layer
hard way,
on
yeah.
in your early 20s.
Yeah.
And then you work with these for investors who are buying 2,600 homes. It's like, that's massive.
That was amazing. Actually, to be honest with you, I was really quite envious.
Okay.
You know, I mean, and I talked to the guys, they're really nice guys. I was trying to analyze the tax returns, they're very complex. And I talked to the guys after we approved their loan. I said, what did you guys do? And I met one of them, Al Nijar, and he said, what we did is that we kept buying more properties, and our accountant told us that we need to buy more properties every year to increase our depreciation, so we paid no taxes every year. So these guys kept buying more and more homes so they could pay $0 in taxes, and they grew their assets. 2,600 homes in today's dollars is probably worth billions of dollars.
Right, absolutely. And then in doing that, they were also dollar cost averaging out their prices and stabilizing their portfolio from that approach as well, correct?
Right, and they learn some little things, like so many times, and I've learned over the years when I started investing. So currently I think my group, I've helped myself and my friends, my child friends, buy about 500 homes already. Not 2,600 homes, but we bought quite a few homes over the years, and we sold a lot of them. And you know, looking back in hindsight, we shouldn't have sold so many of them, you know, because they continue to go up in value over time. But we try to take some capital gains to pay for things every year, and also to possibly buy a winery. But investing is actually how you get ahead in life. So many people don't realize that to get ahead in life, you can work hard in your job your entire life and save up money, and at the end of your life, have a decent retirement plan and retire comfortably. Or you could just buy 3 or 4 single-family homes, and basically those 3 or 4 homes will be worth $1 million or $2 million or more, depending on the neighborhood, and you can retire really comfortably. And
so you've actually many times hosted workshops on what you've done for many others.
Yes.
And you have agreed to host a workshop up here at the winery in August, is that right?
Yes, I have. Okay. Well, actually,
on the spot.
Actually, you know, it's kind of fun. When I worked at Home Savings of America, it was the nation's largest savings and loan, and we would go out and talk to all the different realtors in the area, and we'd help encourage them to teach people to invest in real estate. So instead of just having one home. So there's a theory that we have out there that when you try to buy a home, to qualify for a home, about a third of your income goes to the house, and 2/3 of your income goes to taxes and bills and everything else. So one of the theories in life is that if you just simply bought 3 homes and paid them off by the time you're 40, you'll have enough money to live comfortably the rest of your life. So we try to teach all my friends that they need to buy at least 3 homes. Some have bought 10 or 15 homes, and some have bought 2 or 3 homes. But what we did is I helped as many of my friends as I could possibly to invest in real estate so they get ahead in life. And so,
and by help meaning you talked to them and showed them what to do and kind of took some of the uncertainty out of it. And anyone who was willing to listen and execute on your wisdom was able to benefit. It wasn't like you have to apply here type of.
Exactly. No, it wasn't. It was truly, well, it was very hands-on at first, because most of my friends, in fact, a lot of my friends bought their first, second, third, and even up to their 10th rental property, and they'd never even seen the houses because they had a lot of faith in me, because I've done this for quite a while.
Sure.
But most of the people, I had to take them by the hand and show them how to buy the first property, how to get the down payment together, how to get the credit together, and buy their first property, and teach them to buy. Don't go overboard and buy your dream home first. I taught them to buy like a more conservative, moderate home first. Then they're able to get owner-occupied to buy a more advanced home or a nicer home, and then eventually on your 3rd home, buy more of your dream home and the home you really want to live in. So there's a whole strategy behind getting ahead in real estate. It just takes a full seminar. It doesn't take a little podcast to do that.
Well,
it takes a little seminar to explain it all, but
no. Today we wanted to really share that we were going to be hosting this. We're going to do this August 21st here at the winery from 7 to 9 o'clock. You do need to RSVP. You can do that on the Wine Country Realtor page, or you can text 951-419-4190 and text the keyword invest, and you will get a link with the information to RSVP. We only have 40 spots, is that right?
Yeah, we'll keep it limited. We want a smaller, close group so we can actually learn a little bit from it. And get some hands-on knowledge about real estate investing. I mean, the whole point of it is that you started the question by asking about Somerset Winery. And basically Somerset Winery, you probably heard from when my brother talked about this, is that it's called Somerset because we grew up on Somerset Drive in Placentia. And it was just my childhood friends, including my brother, Rob Tremeter, Luis, and a bunch of other my close friends from my childhood, Cal and Steve. And we all invested in real estate together our whole lives. And so we bought properties, and when we thought, hey, what do we want to do when we grow up? It was about a year ago. We decided, what are we going to grow up?
A year ago, you couldn't grow up.
Yeah, no, we haven't grown up yet. We're still kids. So actually, we're enjoying life because we thought, what do we like? We like drinking wine, enjoying it. Actually, like brewery too. But we also enjoy like music and beautiful outdoor space like our winery. And we thought, what could we do together? So we decided, hey, let's sell some of our real estate and join together and buy a winery. And so that's what we did. And so you can accomplish your dreams if you actually invest wisely. So most people get ahead by working hard their whole lives and slowly get ahead, but you can accelerate that path by investing in real estate and getting ahead. And like I said, you can actually achieve your dreams of having a beautiful winery by actually learning how to invest in real estate. And so I encourage it.
Whatever the dream is, and for you it may not be a winery, for you it may be your very first home that you're struggling to figure out how to get the down payment together and how to make that happen. And this is a seminar where we're going to walk you through, take out the mystique, and we're also going to have you leave with a game plan so that whether your dream is that one property or you want to go for that full program. And there's no program, we're not selling a program or anything. We're simply here sharing information. So you're not going to come and get asked to buy into some system. That's not what this is about. This is simply Kurt's way of giving back what has given so freely to him. And we started talking, and I'm like, I'll host this. And he's like, I don't have time to organize. I'm like, I'll do it. I'll do the organizing if you will just share the wisdom and even the enthusiasm and the confidence if you can impart that on people who want to and are excited to learn. It's going to be such an amazing year. I'm super, super excited. So
I'm very excited too, because basically the most fun thing about life, I coach a lot of sports teams in high school, and we love teaching people things. And the whole point is teaching people how to get ahead a little bit in life is the greatest joy that we have. I mean, it's part of life. I mean, we love the winery because we share the experience with people. We give tours all the time here because it's fun to share the winemaking process. But more importantly, I really enjoy the real estate side. And I am a real estate broker, but I'm not active anymore for the most part. I mean, Tanya definitely is active. She's doing a great job. And she's going to actually help everyone do what I did and hopefully get ahead by investing in real estate. The first thing first, you want to buy your first home first if you don't own one. But if you already own a home, or if you dream of having many homes, or dream of getting ahead in life, this is really a good seminar to learn how to do that.
And with only 40 people, guys, you're going to get a chance to ask Kurt your questions and kind of pick his brain a little bit, which is really a great opportunity and so generous of him. And I want to circle back to you saying how much fun you have here. If you have not visited Somerset yet, all you have to do is walk through the winery and see what they've got going on here on the week. Like, they are here, they're having fun. They're doing tours not because they have to, but because they love doing it. If they see a group walk in, they're like, oh, let's take you through the show you around. Like, they are truly having a lot of fun. And the crowds that you're seeing down here, it's bigger than weekend. You guys are really, you know.
It's fun. Actually, it's so funny because every day, like today, for example, is a great day. And this morning we woke up and a whole group of people walked in at 10:30 this morning, and I find out they're from Corona, which is where we're from currently. And the group came in, they're all teachers from Prado Elementary School in Corona, and one of them taught my child when he was in 3rd grade.
Oh my God.
20 years ago, so it's been a while. But actually they came in, and we gave them a tour of the property, had the greatest time. They stayed for half of the day. And it just shows how much fun it is just to visit with people, share your stories with people.
Share your passion.
Share the passion, the winemaking, and they'll definitely be coming back. It was a fun time.
And there are, you know, even though you guys are, all the wineries are busier on the weekends, what's great here is you have so many different patio areas and shaded areas that there's lots of little spots that people can get a little spot of their own and have a wonderful afternoon. So I'm super excited. Is there anything else that we didn't talk about that you wanted to cover for introducing this to people?
No, just actually, if you have time, come by and stop by and take one of our tours. I mean, go on a tour of the property, either jump on with my brother John, myself, our partners Cal or Steve. We love giving tours to people and meeting people like yourself, and then actually take a tour in the back and actually play some Family Feud with us in the back. It's one of the most fun things you can do at the winery. We have a great time and you meet a lot of good people here.
Very cool. So again, if you are interested in learning more about real estate investing for your personal wealth and building your financial future, come on out on August 21st. Text 951-419-4190. And we look forward to sharing what we know with you further then. Thank you so much, Kurt. This was awesome.
Well, thank you very much. Well, no, I don't see your hands. We have a toast. I'm sorry about that. So,
cheers.
Cheers.
We'll see you in about a month.
We hope to.
We hope to. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will talk to you again soon. By the way, next week we will be on hiatus, so we will be back with Temecula Uncorked the following Monday. Have a great week. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks.